Like 5 to 6 months ago, I was in the shower, lost in my thoughts. I wasn't just taking a shower, I was dreaming big wild dreams. The kind that kept you awake at night because they feel too far away but too real to ignore. When I stepped out and looked in the mirror, I froze. There was someone standing there, staring back at me. He looked tired, unsure, almost like a stranger. And then it hit me. That person was me. I couldn't recognize myself in that moment. How could I want so much yet feel so stuck? How could I dream of doing such great things but not recognize the person staring back at me? That moment shook me. It was the reality check for me. It wasn't just about how I looked. It was about what I was doing, or more accurately, what I wasn't doing. I realized I had been stuck in this loop, dreaming but standing still, not achieving anything in life. If you're watching this video, maybe you have felt the same. You have these huge ambitions, but something holds you back. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's comfort, maybe it's both. But here's what I learned. Ambition without action leads nowhere. That moment in front of the mirror wasn't a solution. It was just the start. So if you're lazy but ambitious, this video is for you. I mean, for you, really. And firstly, thank yourself for clicking on this video because you have already taken the first step towards change. It's 2024, the 1st of January at midnight. I was with my best friend. We were hyped, laughing, and ready to conquer the next year. You know how people always say, start strong. Well, we took that literally. At midnight, we dropped to the floor and started slamming out the most push-ups we could do in one go. The clock hit 12 and I dropped to the floor. 42 push-ups. My chest was burning, my arms felt like they were going to give out. But I kept going and my best friend hit the same number too. And we collapsed on the floor, laughing like kids. Can you imagine the first 2 minutes of a brand new year and we were already challenging ourselves, already pushing limits. That energy, that intensity, it set the tone. It was the best start to a year I've ever had. I went to bed late at night, adrenaline still pumping, and then I woke up. I felt something I hasn't felt in a long time. Focus. I grabbed some money and headed straight to a stationery shop. I bought a small personal diary. Nothing fancy, just a plain canvas for my thoughts and plans. When I got home, I sat down and wrote. No distractions, no excuses, just me, the pen and the paper. I started listing out all the big ambitions I wanted to chase in 2024. The kind of goals that would make me proud. The first one was get YouTube monetized in 2 months. It never happened though. Learn new skills like boxing. Start taking cold showers. Start reading more books. Write something meaningful in my diary every day. The list went on. It was a raw, honest reflection of what I wanted to become. But here's the thing, that was the first and the last day I wrote in that diary. That was also the last day of the year where I really worked hard towards my goal, my big ambitions. From the next day, it was like a downward spiral. I was laying around, wasting time, scrolling through reels, giving in to the bad habits, jerking off, procrastinating, doing everything but not what I needed to. And at the end of every single day, I'd make myself a promise. Tomorrow would be the day. Tomorrow I'd start doing everything I planned. But you know what happened? Nothing. Every broken promise killed my confidence a little more. Every time I told myself tomorrow and didn't follow through it, it made me believe in myself less and less. And eventually, those promises stopped holding any real value. They were just empty words. This went on for almost 10.5 months. Day after day, the same pattern, the same guilt, the same feeling of being stuck, until I realized something that changed everything. You need to understand the execution gap between a dreamer and a doer. Using this is how you actually start to become an action taker. Now picture this. This circle is you and these arrows represent your big ambitions, whether finding your dream job, buying a supercar, starting a big business, earning more every single and little thing. Like doing push-ups depends whether you are a dreamer or a doer. The difference between these two seems very small, but going from a dreamer to a doer is very hard because every single person on this planet has a dream. But how many of them are really doing something to achieve their ambitions? Not many. That's why you need to firstly find out the real value and importance to your ambitions, because the more importance and value your goals, ambitions hold, you're more likely to work for them. There is a simple formula that I followed to find out whether it is worth it to work for a goal or not. Let's understand this by a simple and small example. Imagine you're offered a job that will pay you $1,000. You have to work for a week, 2 hours every single day. And the thing you are sacrificing is your time, 14 hours in exchange of money. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Because the reward is greater than the combined effort and sacrifices you made to earn $1,000. Now apply this to your goals. Ask yourself, is this ambition worth the sacrifice? If the answer is yes, then it's time to close the gap between dreaming and doing. This is where the 2-second rule comes in. Don't give your brain the time to come up with excuses. Here's an example. You know you need to hit the gym, but you're lying on the couch scrolling your phone. As soon as the thought of working out enters your mind, get up within 2 seconds. Just stand up. Don't think about anything. Just stand up. That one small action breaks the inertia and sets everything in motion. The result of this is, I'm not going to lie and say I've completely stopped being lazy. I still have days where I waste the time or fall into the bad habits. But the difference now is this: I have stopped letting those days define me. I have gone from someone who was stuck in an endless cycle of procrastination, someone who takes small consistent steps towards their goals. Doing is hard, but trust me, doing is worth it. If this feels relatable to you, drop a comment about one goal you have been putting off. Let's keep each other accountable. Now stop scrolling, stop waiting, and start doing. And if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe, because I will providing this type of content on this channel from now on.